Mayor Michael here, and we got one more review for you, as I said. Now, this one came out to theaters, and I think this was a pretty big one to come to theaters. It was a name that I've been seeing a lot over the week. It's called Shehzada, which came out to theaters on February 17th. This is a very interesting movie because it's just a really like weird little plot line. Imagine being born into just an average, middle class family, nothing too special, and you find out that your real family is billionaire status, like lives in a palace, lives in a very luscious life. Now, some of you may not want to trade the life that you grew up in for that, but that's not what the Shehzada story is about. We're talking about our character Bantu here, who grew up, suffering from his father. His father is pretty harsh to him. Very ridicules him a lot, criticizes him a lot, and Bantu finds out that he's the heir of this very influential family, and was actually exchanged at birth. In fact, the very first scene, we actually see like the nurse, messing up the babies in the hospital and whatnot. And yeah, we see the letter get pretty much shown to him that this is actually, what his family was. He grew up 25 years, trapped in this household, finds out, and that's what we get launched into. But it's found out later that there's actually, a little gang that's trying to, kind of break in, rob this family. And so Bantu actually goes and lives with the family, defends the family in this event, and the movie just takes off from there. Kind of reminds me of a little bit like a Home Alone type vibe too, with the robbers coming to the house. I mean, this place is an elaborate palace, as you can imagine. So it makes room for some very good, some very good like criminology scenes. But I just want to give it to you here. Kind of what that set up. What was the performance like? We got some. We have great cast in this. We got Kartik Aaryan as the main actor. We got Rohit Dhawan as our director. I mean, those two, in my opinion, seemed like a pretty good match to make. Just a fun movie.
Okay, so I have to tell you, I watched this in theater and I just went for Kartik Aaryan because, I feel the Kartik Aaryan can literally carry a movie now
Yeah.
on his own. He doesn't need somebody's help to carry a movie. He's a good actor and he's very, very, very his organic with his chemistry on screen. He romances the camera really well. So this movie is actually a remake of a Telugu movie called Ala Vaikunthapura Puramulu. And this movie had Arjun in it. And there's some scenes of Alu Arjun from, I think the movie released in 2003 or 2005, something. And there's scenes here. And you can literally you can really put one on top of the other and they're doing the same thing, except, it's now 2022, 2023. So they've changed some of the references.
Yeah.
But yes, so it is a copy, it's a remake, and it starts on a promising note, but it has just too many tracks. It, as you said, there's a young guy called Bantu who discovers that he really is a rich guy. He's heir to a big family, and he goes to protect his family from a drug mafioso called Sarang, and that's played by Sunny Hinduja. So these two actors, and then there is Kriti Sanan, who's Bantu's hotshot girlfriend, and she's set to marry a guy, Mama's boy, called Rajindal, who's played by Ankurati. And it's just too many tracks. So she's marrying somebody else, but she's his girlfriend. There is some family members who are embezzling money. There is this somebody's, his father and the second mother's strained marriage, and then there are criminals that using their entire business to peddle drugs, as Sunny Hinduja. But the whole central theme is what fate holds for the two people who really get exchanged at birth, and they're living with families that are not theirs. So most of the movie is really incoherently stitched together, but this guy Kartik Aaryan literally slapstickingly pulls it somehow. So honestly, Kartik is effortless. He's really good on screen. He has a wonderful chemistry with the camera. Paresh Rawal and Roy Bose are just phenomenal. You know, I'm a big Ronit Rose fan. Rajpal Yadav has a cameo. But literally, it is two people that carry the movie: Kartik Aaryan and then Manisha Koirala, Ronit Roy, because those
Yeah.
are the only performances that you really want to root
One
for.
thing, one thing I wish that some of these movies would kind of do is just, really kind of find one theme and stick that, or have like an A and B plot type of thing going on in the
It
movie. 'Cause
wasn't linear at all. There were like at
uh,
least 10 subplots going
a
on,
lot
which
of, yeah, I
really
was gonna
frustrates
say,
it.
a
Really.
lot of times there's all these like little subtle details, behind the scenes that, I don't really find necessarily add all that much to, this 2 hour movie. Those are things that you might see more so in a TV show where you have an entire season to kind of drop these details in there, elaborate, and see where they go. A movie like this, a lot of times you just kind of leave things on the table
Yeah,
unresolved.
this is a very 90s formula, 90s, 2000s formula where you put so many tracks so that a lot of people on screen so that you have a lot of stories to tell. They should work then. Audience these days doesn't have the mind space. We have so much content to watch. We don't have the mind space to really get interested in 10 plots in 2 hours. Just
My
not gonna
word to
happen.
director. My word to
Exactly.
director.
But I have to tell you, special mention for the fight choreography of this movie. That
Yeah,
was really good. The fight director was really good. Action sequences were really, really, really good. Title track sung by Sonu Nigam, it was good as well, and I thought I liked it. But yes, if you enjoy really bad humor, you enjoy slapstick comedy, you like action sequences, and you like one guy beating 20 people up, this is a movie for you. Go enjoy it. It's
exactly.
playing in theaters near you.
Exactly, exactly. And like I said, for what it's worth, we think it's pretty good. But look, we need your help here telling everyone that less is more sometimes. Less, and that's right.